And we are rolling.
Hello, everybody, to another episode of the Not With That Attitude podcast. As always, I am Dr. Callipygian. I am not an actual doctor. Do not come to me for help. You will die. Go to a real doctor, please. And joining me, as always, we have my main man, Tick, expert on getting himself banned and oddly very good at animal noises. So if you're into that sort of thing in the bedroom, hit him up. And as well as our sweet dear MZ, resident penguin expert, and back with us again, making us wait for hours and hours for her to show up, our dear psychotic Aussie. Welcome back. Glad you could finally join us.
Hey man, listen, I just take a note from fucking Gandalf. A wizard never arrives in time, he arrives exactly when he's needed.
Exactly what he's needed.
It's like, and I would allow that if you could actually do some fucking magic, but no.
Hey dude, I can make shit disappear inside my poochie, you wanna see?
I do not.
I wanna see a magic trick!
Nothing
Nope.
magical. Nothing magical about that.
I think that's false. What's on the menu today, Nicholas?
Don't call me that, you piece of shit. All right, let's see. All right, so I wanted to kick things off with. So let me ask y'all: are y'all familiar with or heard of the passport bro shit that's been going on like over the past year?
No.
No. Okay, well, this would be good then. All right. So, all right. So basically, in a nutshell, American men are traveling more or just leaving the country to find decent women to form relations with or settle down with. They're just like they've essentially had enough with American women. They're going to other countries to find better partners. That's basically what the whole movement's about, and it's been like crazy on the rise over the past year or so.
Okay, so I didn't know it had a name, but I know what you're talking about at least.
Okay, yeah. So passport bros.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I kind of want to before I go into any more nitty gritty on it, kind of knowing what the premise is now. What do you have any initial gut reactions to it or thoughts on it? Is it if you do you understand? Do you understand why they're doing it? Can you kind of or at least empathize with why men are leaving the country to find better partners and things like that?
It sounds very, the women in my country won't let me do what I want to do, so I'm going to go to another country where the culture is different and I can do what I want to do.
The thing is, with that, they're picking specifically countries with cultures where the women are fully subservient to the men. So,
I'm sure that's part of it. Because yeah, I'm sure there's a good portion of that where that's the mindset. But at least from what I've seen and what I've been looking as far as the research I've been going into it on, they're just most of them are just trying to find just people that will. Yes, there's the whole I would like a submissive woman type deal, but I just want a woman that will actually appreciate me. I think that's really the main motivator for a lot of the guys, at least from what I've seen.
Maybe my way of looking at it is just when you grow up with a vagina, you kind of have to learn to look for the negatives and dangers and things that other people do. So maybe that's why my opinion is the way it is. But
yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I've heard similar things over in the UK, but I don't know entirely how it is in the UK. But as far as the US, because
I've never heard of people going to another country from here. The only thing that we really have here is we have a big arranged marriage culture. Not
still really.
It's not.
Wow.
It's not the English people, but we have a very large population. It's a very diverse country.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
So we have different countries coming in and still doing their thing.
Okay. Yeah. No, that makes sense. Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
Do you guys remember? This is slightly off topic, but not really. Do you guys remember that weirdo dude that I dated from my work, my manager?
Yep.
It was for 5 minutes. You remember I came in and I was like, I'm dating him, and then not even 24 hours later, I was like, ugh, someone help me. I made a mistake. But
Like, take it back, take it back.
Yeah.
no, literally, like, bro, I couldn't have aired this dude more. I was not. This is back in my like non-communicative, not direct phase. So I was like, if I just ignore you and tell you that I'm not feeling good every day, and you'll get bored and go away. But he didn't. But less than. So eventually, I broke up with him. It was like 3 weeks. So I don't even count it. It was like a relationship because my god. But we broke up after 3 weeks, and then I think it was like a week and a half later. He announces to the whole team that he's getting married, and I was like, "What?
That was
A week and
awfully
a half,
quick.
bitch? What kind of like, dang? Did you already know this, bitch?" Like, and then I remembered that arranged marriages exist, and I was thinking, like,
Right.
"Man,
Yeah,
he's gonna use me
yeah,
as a stepping stone anyway, you little shit." But
yeah.
power to him, I guess. But yeah, we still have like the arranged marriage culture here. It's pretty popular, actually.
Ah.
Not with
Yeah.
me, but
Yeah, because now that I think about it, because it reminds me of like another study I was looking at, because where, like even today, like if you look at the statistics, arranged marriages have a higher percentage of being successful than the typical stuff we're used to seeing over here in the West, where it's just like you just date around and find whoever's a better fit, which I thought was interesting.
Well, the tough part is a lot of
well,
the times,
but arranged marriages.
yeah, those societies have it where they make it very hard to even get out of those. And if you by chance do, there's going to be severe repercussions to one family or the other or both.
And
yeah,
there's
there's
specific
Basically, vice grip your
reasons
fucking
for
dick
those.
into it, like.
yeah,
So it's
I mean,
very different.
there's that, and then there's also where, like, as far as like the going into said marriage, you have your families screening your potential partner, so you're far less likely to like find a bad apple or whatever, and like you're not having to go through the whole shenanigans of like dating around, going from potentially bad partner to bad partner, and then eventually being broken by the end. Whereas you have your your parents and your close family members to like help screen and find someone that will actually is reliable, and mature, and will actually take care of you. So I can kind of see it from that angle.
Well, the big
Why
thing
it would
too
be more
is,
successful.
so obviously there definitely should be more care in screening who you're going to potentially marry. But the big thing too is you're getting at here is that you don't realize successful marriage does not equal happy marriage. Just because it's successful and lasts a long time.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
There's no
yeah,
saying
doesn't mean
that's a
it doesn't
happy
guarantee it's going to be
marriage.
happy. Yeah.
Yep. So that statistic really doesn't matter too much when a lot of the point of marriage is to find happiness more than anything now.
Right.
And just because you stay together doesn't mean
Yeah.
literally anything.
Yeah, I mean, there's literally people who are like in their 70s that like absolutely fucking hate each other, out there, and that's the thing. A lot of the boomers out there and stuff, they're in such marriages. They're just simply in the situation of that's where the whole happy life, happy wife comes from. Is it's not necessarily about making the other person happy. It's just that they want the mindset there through that phrase is appease the woman enough to stay in the marriage and just not have to deal with issues, whatever.
Bro, that whole thing like sucks me up so bad every time I hear somebody talking about it. Like, by somebody I mean like married people. Specifically like married men when they're like, "Oh, the old ball and chain, like let me ask my wife."
Yeah, right.
Like,
Like,
happy wife, happy life. And I'm like,
every time
"Yes?"
they're bringing up, like, dude, you're not trapped in this. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
like every single time I hear about it, I'm like, you can leave, right? Like,
and it's
nothing's
always
stopping you.
like every time that phrase comes up, it's some bitter bastard who just isn't happy with the marriage. And it's like, yeah, you have options, buddy.
Okay,
Yeah, like,
well,
we did it. We peaked in high school.
okay, but the problem is, at least here in the West, I won't speak about other countries. So it's like,
Right, the female.
yeah,
gets everything.
the option. Yes, we have obviously have the option to leave, but at least here in America, a guy is there's like 90% chance of the guy losing most like half or all of his wealth, and kids getting
Yeah.
taken as well.
Yeah, without like a
So-
prenup. And usually the woman doesn't want to sign a
Right.
prenup because they know that they're
Right.
going to lose a lot if they do.
Yeah, there's like no benefit to a man getting married in modern American, modern U.S. right now. So,
Like,
and if he wants to get out of it, his life is fucking screwed. So
Yeah, right.
he's stuck. I mean, it's easy to say. It's like, oh, just leave, but you can't even do that because then your life is more than likely going to be over. If you
She took the car, the house, my
Right.
purebred labradoodle.
all my beanie babies.
Oh, the beauty, baby.
My entire collection of gopher skulls.
Right.
All of my Pokemon cards.
Yeah. Right. Like
I don't
and-
care. You know how much money they're worth these days?
Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right.
She got half my Yu-Gi-Oh deck.
Not even like an actual
Magic
deck,
Gathering
it's like a
cards.
plastic thing where you put cards in.
Right.
Just snapped it over her knee and was like, here you go.
Basically.
It's like she took the arms and legs of my Obelisk Tormentor. Just left me
We
with the
should
head
ask.
or so.
We should ask Rory if she signed a prenup.
Yeah.
I'm gonna message.
You know she didn't.
Useful answer.
And you know
I'm gonna sign one.
he didn't care.
Oh,
Did
man.
you honestly? Yeah, because it's
All
really
right.
our money.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
But yeah, again, that just feeds into the motivation of why guys are leaving the US and trying to find partners overseas.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean,
But you'd still run into that issue anyway,
of
because
which
they
one?
would bring them back here.
Well, no. See, that's the thing. They're not. Most of them aren't bringing them back. They're like
Yeah, a lot of them are
staying in
staying
whatever
in
foreign
that
country.
country.
Yeah. Yeah. The majority of them aren't bringing them back
Yeah.
because they know that they're going to be negatively influenced by the culture here. So it's like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, and not just
stay in
that,
their
but
home
also
country.
in those countries that are still very much so like a lot more heavily male dominated and like subservient females. Obviously, they get more say in everything basically.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they're staying as well.
It's
Yeah.
such a weird concept, though. Like, imagine being so out of tune with humanity that you can't, like even land a date to keep yourself happy. So you look at a country that has the opinion that you are the higher species because
Yeah.
you're a male. You have dicks swimming between your legs, and they're like, "We need you, bitch," and you're like, "Oh fuck yeah!" So you buy like a fucking $800 plane ticket and then fly out to meet a bitch that doesn't actually care about you at all. It's all about status and whatever.
Yep.
Well, I mean, keep in mind that's the top 5-10% of men that have the wealth to do that. So.
Yeah,
not the
it's just
majority.
baffling to me. I can't imagine living in a household with somebody every day where it's like you won't even know them.
No.
You just walk in and they'll be like, "Hey, you're my wife now," and you're like she's like,
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, because there's definitely like the shady bits of it. Because I think I was listening on a story the other day where he had married a woman from Brazil or the Philippines, but he had gone there for a month and I think for some religious program outsourcing. I don't remember what it's called exactly, but they were like, no, right, oh, immediate red flag right there.
"Oh man!" The second you said that, I was like, "Oh, I thought my soul called out."
It was like
a mission program.
something like that. I don't remember the specifics of it, but he went out there for a month and that's where they initially met and sort of got to know each other. And of course, they came back to the States and they, kept in touch online, and they eventually got married online, not even in person, online through some other online go-between. I don't remember what it was, but yeah.
Weddings4you.com.
Yeah. Right. Basically.
It's like, and I think they're both in their late 30s, and she claims to be a virgin.
Yeah.
And then, right?
Me too, bitch.
It's like, again, the whole thing is very, very sus, and now he's trying to make arrangements for her to be able to move here to the U.S. And it's just so you absolutely have batshit crazy cases like that. But yeah, no, just a lot of American guys they had enough, and because as I look further into this, so obviously you're gonna have your exceptions, but typically foreign women, they're more feminine, more submissive, more pure, more supportive, more appreciative, and just overall more respectful. They're just better, decent human beings compared to a lot of what we have here in the States, unfortunately. And obviously that goes back to what we talked about before, because the upbringing and the education here are just so different, because all across the board we encourage people to be super independent, you don't need anybody, and so and as a result, you got the whole like, oh, I don't need no man, and the toxic modern feminism movements that we have now, and it's just a domino effect, and it's terrible. So, again, yeah, obviously, like, take it all with a grain of salt, and stay away from the sus as fuck internet wedding shit here and there.
Right.
But I can completely sympathize to why they're all leaving, because it's so bad.
Also, just remember, kids,
Maybe you buy a plane ticket to
23andMe is
Thailand.
not a dating site.
So y'all talking to each other? What?
Oh, well,
just a reminder, 23andMe is not a dating site.
Yeah, right. Oh man. But
I just don't see the America that you all see, because I never have this view of people like you all do.
Well, I mean, you're a woman, so obviously you're not gonna see this side of it. It's not really an issue for you.
Well, not even just that, but like, it's not like I don't have female friends or anything like that.
I mean, again, at the same time, because like women, a lot of American women like to live in a what's that called? Whatever. I can't think of it, but again, like to call each other and maybe not necessarily be truthful with each other, just kind of like just support each other for the sake of supporting each other. So you live in this this kind of vacuum where you're not really ever hearing what you need to hear.
Yeah, just like that more broad support system.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's where because we have like a girls for girls thing, but I feel like that's where that girls for girls thing comes in and becomes, negative and dangerous. Like girls for girls is meant to be like women supporting women, or people, women supporting women, whatever the fuck, like, you want to go on holiday? Go on holiday. You want to take out alone? As long as you can financially afford it. You up in your life? Let's move up here. Sometimes for you can do that. And girls
What is up with your mic?
It's because I was I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't fucking sit still, so the whole time I was talking just then, I was just...
Yeah, because it literally sounds like you're like rocking, like crazy rocking back and forth while you're talking at the same time.
I kind of was, I can't lie. Like, it was just like, my mattress is really bouncy, so like... Listen, I'm autistic. I'm allowed to move back and forth.
I feel like
Leave
we
me
need to like
alone.
all
Anyway.
pool together and just actually get like Aussie a new headset.
Yeah, no, please.
No, I need a straight jacket, not a fucking headset.
Yeah, because it's just like literally like,
Both. We can probably chip in for both.
So
I have-
really, like, you're just kidding me, because it reminds me of every fucking Lethal Company video I've seen so far.
Yeah, right.
I've only heard about half of what you said. Something about women for women. Or women supporting women.
Let me start over. So there's like a women for women thing, girls for girls. So it's supposed to be, girls supporting girls, as in like, you want to get a degree, go get a degree. You want to buy a car, as long as you want to move up in your life, let's move up in your life. Let's figure out how you can do that. But then girls for girls became, I cheated on my boyfriend and I want to hide it. Okay, let me help you hide it. No, bitch.
Yeah, so it's one of those things that like had a
Never
good premise behind it, but it became toxic as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it became like, let me do whatever I want on the planet, and then the rest of my, assigned at birth gender has to help me get away with it. And I'm like,
Right.
see, that couldn't be me, because if you sit down and tell me everything you've ever done, I think it's wrong. I'll be spreading it, because I don't like it, and I don't like you. Like, I had a friend that used to tell me religiously every time. She'd come over and be like, my mom is like, so she had a boyfriend called Jason.
Yep.
They were together, I knew her for like 28, so I knew her for like 4 years when it started.
Okay.
But she had a boyfriend called Jason, and then they got on, like, they were a great couple, and da-da-da. And she's like, oh, he's the love of my life, I want to marry him and buy a house for him and have kids with him.
Okay.
He didn't want kids. They haven't got kids yet.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But she's pushing him to have kids.
Uh-huh.
He also comes from... He's the most sensitive man I've ever met in my entire life. Like, he's basically if tissue paper was a person. And like, I don't mean that in a horrible way, just like like the sky is blue, grass is green, this man is tissue paper.
Yep.
But
This man is tissue paper.
he really is, though. It took him 6 months to say hi to me.
Oh my
And it's not
goodness.
even because I have a vagina, it's just because I'm a human being that
Yeah.
like breathes. So I don't like it. So he's really sensitive, you know. He
Yep.
comes from a really a kind of bad relationship, but
Okay.
so he gets on with her, and she's really loud and outgoing and whatever, and really bubbly, and she has loads of friends, and he doesn't know anybody, like, ever.
Okay.
So that was a problem, right? That was the first problem. And for some reason, that problem cultivated an excuse for her to, like, she called me up one day and she's like, hey, I'm, like, right by your house. Can I come over? And I was like, oh, fuck yeah, come over. But then I looked at the time and I was like, it's 10 a.m. What are you doing? It's like, neither of us are normally awake at that time. So I was like, what the fuck are you doing outside already? But she came over and it turned out she was doing a walk of shame.
Yeah.
Not from his house. Like, he lives in North London. I live in South London. So
Okay.
I was like, bitch, did you break up? And she's like, no. And I was like, oh.
So you cheated. All right.
So yeah, so she tells me that, you know, she cheated, and then a few months later I learned that she's regularly having sex with another managers
Oh
that we
my
had at the
goodness.
work.
Well then.
Who also had a girlfriend, by the way, and a child. And then later on down the line, you know, like years pass, and she keeps going like, oh, he don't want to move in with me. He don't want to, you know, do any of the things I want to do. So I keep cheating on him, and I was like, Angel, bitch, like.
So
There are
then why
many
didn't you
things you
break
can
up?
do before you fall in bed with another dude. Like, have you considered having a conversation? And she'd be like, oh, you know, I try, but his anxiety's so bad, you know, he just, like, freaks out and he starts crying. And I'm like, okay, let's just go to therapy and break up with him then. Like, I understand you're having a problem, but it's not your problem to fix. So, but I was saying this to Camille the other day. So, like, I was telling him, I was like, bro, like, the last time I heard from her, right?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you know, how are you? And then the time before that, she came over. We were going out drinking. Before I even left the house, Camille was sitting on the couch, and I was like, how are you and Jason? She was like, oh, you know, I've been sleeping with this guy for like 3 weeks. And I was like, but how's Jason? She's like, oh, he's fine. I'm going to go and see him tomorrow. And I was like, okay, like, Camille's face, bro. You should have fucking seen Camille's face. Like, huh? I don't get it. These guys poly, and then, like, you know, we came back drunk. So he waited till the next day to be like, yo, what's up? And I was like, nope, she's cheating. She's been cheating. But I used to try and push her to be like, you know, tell him. Because if he ever found out, what it takes is one text, right? Like, she's done it with so many different people.
Right.
All it would take is one person sending a text.
Basically.
And I'm just like, dude, if he finds out before you tell him, I genuinely think you may kill yourself. But I'll just shut down entirely and never be a human being again.
Yeah.
But,
I just don't understand. I could never.
That shit baffled me. That was like the best example I have of girls for girls being toxic was her expectation of me keeping it quiet.
Yeah.
No.
Being nice
Fuck
and
that.
agreeing with her and whatever. And like I didn't tell him because I didn't quite know how to have the conversation with somebody that doesn't really know me and also doesn't trust me. But the love of his life is cheating on him regularly.
Right.
But I definitely, you know, put down hints. Like she'd be like, "Oh, do you think Jason?" I'm like, "Yeah," and then I'd be like, "How's Michael? Is he good? Because I haven't heard from him. Have you heard from him?" And she's looking at me over the table like, "Shut the fuck up." I'm like, "How's Michael? That's crazy. Hasn't he had another baby with another woman?" And she'd be like, "Haha, yeah, isn't his life crazy?" Meanwhile, you know, like Jason gets up to go to the toilet, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, sorry, just making conversation."
And you wonder why guys have had enough. Okay, you wonder why.
I don't honestly. I get why women have had enough, and I get why guys have had enough. But I don't get why none of anybody wants to go to therapy.
Yeah, right.
Like, wow.
And it doesn't
Go
help
do
that,
some
like, it just
self-help classes.
yeah, and it doesn't help that it's like it's technically a people issue, but every fucking person's constantly making this some dumbass gender war. Like, congratulations,
really
you're just
not.
making the problem worse, you dumbass.
Every time, like I'll always fucking, you know, I will defend my people when they need defending, but
Right.
I can't sit here and say that we're all angels because I know that we aren't. Even I was not a nice person at some point, so.
Yeah, because like none of us want a gender war.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, like
You
again,
really onto it's always women.
no, I mean, look, because look, let's be real, they're the ones that have been causing most of the problem. At least here in the U.S. I'm talking strictly in the U.S. I'm not talking about the rest of the world.
No.
Just in the U.S.
No.
What's your reasoning? What's your reasoning? What's your reasoning? Because I mean, yes.
What's your reasoning that it's only women?
I'm not saying it's only. I'm not saying only.
You say it's
I
mostly
said most.
women.
I did not say only. I did not say only though.
Okay, but why is it mostly
How are
women?
you?
What?
How are you?
Yeah, right.
Ozzy, I can't hear. Anyway, Ozzy, shut up. I can't hear you anyway.
What is your reasoning that it's mostly women?
Okay, so think about it. So, like, try to think outside of your small circles that you interact with on a daily basis. Okay, so if you look at, I mean, obviously the biggest evidence of all this is just looking at social media as a whole. And yes, it can be no to take all the grain of salt here and there, but that's the most obvious. Like social media, news. If you like, just really look at your interactions with your people, whether it be at work, day to day, things like that. So, I mean, and look, I've seen it personally on countless occasions where American women just aren't willing to listen to the truth. They're not willing to take accountability for their actions. Again, we've talked at length about accountability. And it's just, I mean, just look around, because American guys aren't
great either. They have their own issues.
Yes, some of them. That's a small population, but or small percentage of American guys anyway.
Oh no, a large portion, my guy.
What are you basing that on? What are you basing that on?
We're very used to the concept that that's the thing though too, is like it's to the point where society has created a situation where men definitely get away with a lot of shit, and it just goes completely bypassed because we just don't care enough.
Like what exactly?
Saying a lot of saying a lot of sexist things and stuff. Like, so the big thing is women definitely are vocal about it. But the problem is that's what gets the coverage, and it's not equal coverage on both sides is the issue.
Right? Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, so it's a case where it's not necessarily most one or the other; it's just a people issue in general again. But you're trying to push it as it being a gender war situation again.
Not trying to put it. Okay, look, I'm trying to. Oh, God. Oh my God.
I feel like this conversation may be better pre-planned, because I think maybe you're trying to get pre-planned, as in I think that you're trying to get a point across, but you're using the wrong words.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think how to put this. Yeah, because there's fault and bad on both sides.
Yes.
Let's see. I'm trying to think how to put this together.
Are you maybe trying to say that there's fault on both sides, but you feel like the women get away with it more?
Yes, 100%. Yes, that's definitely a big part of it. Because again, we talked about it before. The obvious sign is with marriage and divorce. A woman gets divorced, she gets the kids, she gets all his money. Guy gets divorced, loses all his money, never sees his kids. It's like the system is very much mostly in the woman's favor there.
So sure, legally there's a complete imbalance.
Yeah.
Socially.
But and on top of that, hold on, and on top of that, you just have the general. Again, not all, but definitely most, just the constantly assuming the guy's just automatically assuming he's cheating or trying to be controlling or trying to be abusive. It's it's always the immediate assumption. This is the immediate go-to, just gut reaction assumption across the board.
Okay, I think I'm following.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
See, the biggest
and it does happen. And I'm not saying they don't happen. They do happen. But the problem is that is the immediate assumption. That is where everyone's mind immediately goes to. And and that just feeds into a lot of women not willing to take accountability or fess up to their poor choices. And poor actions and poor decisions, things like that. That's what I'm trying to say here. Okay. Now.
Okay, that makes much more sense.
Yep.
Thank you.
I figured there was some sense in there.
I'm missing some of it.
What are you missing?
Because to me, it still sounds like it's you putting a lot of responsibility and blame just on women.
Well, it's more so he's specifically targeting these individualized issues that women exhibit most often in comparison to men. But also it's because of the coverage that we have too. And plus, not only that, but it's just that men and women do it differently is the big thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, women have a tendency to definitely push the agenda, and men do it too, keep in mind, that it's all the man's fault. We have a lot of fucking, like, you know, simps these days and shit like that that will, like, just blindly follow what the woman says just because we're, you know, in this quote-unquote evolving society. But also, it's like a thing where, you know, but then you have the issue that, you know, it's like, it's just a different thing than what men do a lot of in terms of their contribution to it, or in the form of how they go about that. You know, and keep basically perpetuating that issue.
Yeah, because just look at marriages in general here in the U.S. Because like, who would you say puts up with more shit in a relationship, the man or the woman? Who do you think is more patient?
Different.
Who do you think is more patient?
I think it's different. It depends on the relationship.
Yeah, and
things they put up with is different.
You have to pick for that question. You'd have to pick a topic. Like if you said who puts up with more shit in terms of you know, like
okay, let's take away the
stuff, like cleaning and cooking and stuff. Then I'd probably say a woman.
Stop. Let's take away the marriage part of it then. Okay, so just okay. Let's say just in general across the board. No, who do you think is more patient, men or women? Don't give me. Oh, it depends on this, depends on that, or this scenario. No,
well,
just like
thing. It does depend on all that stuff.
Okay. Oh my god.
It's never a generalized thing.
Right, let me give an example, because if you want to ask who's more patient, you then have to say like who's more patient in terms of.
I mean, factoring.
Actually, I'm not going to baby you.
I feel like you still be able to pick one by factoring, like from what you factoring all different scenarios or as many as you can. I think you would still be able to pick one or the other.
So if we were gonna do that,
with my experience, it's been
like, just experience, general knowledge from like again.
So if we're gonna do just in a general sense of the expected duties, expectations overall in people, then women, realistically.
You think women are more patient?
Because not only because they're tasked with a lot of things like childcare, you know, cleaning the house and doing all the house duties and stuff. At least if we're going based on that, like more general, basic idea of, you know, man versus woman duties.
Okay.
Children are fucking nightmares as it is. Then not only that, but a large portion of the time, you know, you have like, and then when you consider, you know, you have that like hard split between the men who come home and are just lazy sacks of shit, and then you have the hard split between the women who don't want to do fucking anything and just leech off men. You know, but also that's kind of like one of those things where it just almost balances each other out because it's such a like common thing.
Such a pervasive thing, right?
Yeah. But then when you take in all the, you know, all the other general stuff that like when you were to, if you were to go by based on, you know, what you would expect a woman versus a man to be doing, then yeah, it's like usually the woman who has to be more patient because again, they'd have the kids and shit.
Right. And I get it because like it's very complex to like pin it all down, especially in today's world, or like specifically in America, because again we've talked about before with the crazy cost of living. So like you can't really have that traditional family unit anymore, where dad goes to work and brings in all the money and you can't really go out and be the leader provider like normal, while the wife stays home and raise the kids and things like that.
Not traditional stuff to go around.
Right.
Like seldom does a man find a job that can like support his entire family anymore.
And that's another problem that's kind of on the rise, where
a
lot of American women where they obviously want to pursue their careers and they want to make all the money, and things like that. But then at the same time, they still want to be that traditional housewife, but you can't do both.
Right.
It's not feasible or practical to do both.
Yeah, like there's some
but there's that expectation put on us too.
There are things you can also do from home, but like that's very niche as well as the issue. So a lot of women don't get the chance to pursue that kind of career, or just pursue their dreams and careers anyway, just because if they were to like be in that position.
Like I don't know. I see a lot of women making a lot of money and a lot more easily than men do. Now, I mean, again, our particular circle, we're rare.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. we're in the minority. So.
Yeah.
But because I mean, again, the obvious case is OnlyFans. I mean, with average looks, you can make bank on there. All right, that's just facts right there.
Basically.
But then you get shamed for being on OnlyFans and get told that you can't have a career on there for very long. So why are you doing it?
Yeah, and not only that,
And again, that just falls to
the social stigma of being something less.
I mean, yes, but again, they made the choice to do that. That's on them.
yeah.
They made the choice to go.
But
on
you're
OnlyFans.
giving. But here, do you see where the double standard is?
Explain.
I get shamed
Because
for
we're saying-
anything anyway, bro. I can walk down the street and breathe incorrectly, and somebody be like, "No,
Yeah, right. Basically.
Because you're saying, oh, well, women can make all this money, but they're not gonna because XYZ. But then when we do make the choice to make all that money, it's all of a sudden an issue
Yeah.
because we're using XYZ thing.
Making the money isn't the issue. It's just the platform that they're doing it on, really.
Well, I mean, that's the thing too.
That's
I don't really see
really
why it
the
matters at
issue,
the end of
though.
the day. It's like that's on them. It's not affecting me negatively.
I mean,
so
I
don't give a shit.
no. I mean, I don't care. It has nothing to do with me. But I'm just saying, it just falls back to the accountability. It just falls back to the accountability side of it. It's like, okay, you can do that. That's your decision. You're more than welcome to do that. But you need to factor in the trade-offs and and prepare for that. And that's what a lot of women in that side of it don't do that. All they see is the dollar signs.
Yeah.
Being a girl boss, that's all they see.
Yeah, they're stuck in the present and don't think about the future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, but I'm saying if they get out of that and try to get into a relationship, all of a sudden they are seen as less than.
Right, then like
Because of
whereas
that.
versus man, where you
Well, I mean,
switch the roles around, and it's like man when they do that, if they were to do that same thing, they'd be seen as like a fucking trophy.
Well, I mean, think of how that would look to the guy, because I mean, it's like you're trying to, potentially form a relationship with an OnlyFans model. No, at least again, I won't speak for Tick, but at least for me and from my experience with a lot of guys, because like that is like huge red flag for me. Like I don't want a partner that's been got her ham all over the internet for everyone to see, right? And Lord knows how many guys she's been with through that or even before that or whatever. Biologically men value purity.
Anyway, sorry.
Really?
Well, you can't slide the word purity into a conversation about fucking relationships and not expect me to gag. That shit's
Oh my
Because
god.
keep in mind, if we're going about the biological thing, then look at our close relatives. The male monkeys, they'd be going after that used poon.
Well,
Hey, just look at one of those,
Because
they don't give a fuck.
Because they know those females have already, done their roles. So those male monkeys gonna be like, that's the optimal female right there. Well,
Yeah, why would you want that
I can
unproven
raise my
female?
baby monkey.
I know what to do.
Experienced female monkey. Keep my genetics alive. Yes.
Okay, but in that
Monkey
case,
smash.
you don't have to worry about Lady Monkey taking everything you own in
Yeah,
your
right.
livelihood.
Lady monkey
That's
took my bananas.
Yeah, right. Don't have to worry about that shit.
She took 75% of my bananas.
Uh-huh. Like,
I mean, a high body count doesn't mean I'm gonna take all your shit. I have
Right.
I consider a relatively high body count.
Well,
and I'm gonna
no. I
be,
mean, I'm not saying it necessarily means that, but she's less likely to be faithful because again, if she's been with so many guys before and she's had all these different experiences and she's in that mindset of, oh no, I can keep staying out on the streets. There's always gonna be some out there better for me, and she'll just keep. And she's again, the point is
Or
she's less
she's better
likely.
at communicating what she wants, and you can have a better experience.
When has a woman ever been good at communicating what she wants?
I'm right here, bitch. I had to learn to do it, but I did it.
There you go. Thank you, Ozzy. Thank you for being honest.
No, see, also you're non-binary, so you don't necessarily. You only count 30% of outs.
People keep saying this to me. You know who fucking does this to me? It's fucking like Camille. I'll be like, oh, for a man, you're not that bad. He's like, because I'm not a man. I'm not binary. I'm like, look. He'll be saying shit about women, how men chat shit on voice chat with their male bros. And
Right.
he found a pick me in a VR chat.
Oh
So they
no.
were just harassing the fuck out of her, and then he's like, "Hey, women, bro," and I was sitting right behind him, so I was like staring at the back of his head, like, "Are you fucking joking?" Right in front of me, and he turned around and he was like, "No, it's fine because you're non-binary," and like patted my leg and then turned back around.
No, please.
At that point, he kind of won that one.
Man.
Yeah, right.
Bro, he's so smart sometimes. It'll punch me up. I'm like, damn.
Give this man a medal.
Right, he said to me once, he was like, we were talking about fucking like butt stuff, right? And he's like, well, you should be into it. And I was like, why? And he was like, because you're bisexual. And it took me a minute. You bitch.
Oh man.
Crazy.
That pisses me off, bro.
That's too
It
funny.
wins every time. It fucks me up.
Oh.
But there is that double standard, and I don't think that's recognized
Explain.
Massive
in
double
our
standard.
conversations. Because
What is
you-
bleeding? Sorry.
You focus so much on how women are an issue, and you don't recognize how much men are an issue.
That's because we already know how much of an issue men are. We've been hearing it for
Do you?
generations already. Yes.
Well, the tough part is like,
It's like women haven't been held accountable for like almost 100 years.
Yeah, but I feel like everything that you guys get held accountable for is like, you know, us getting murdered or raped, but you don't quite hear about the whole, oh, you know, when he gets out of the shower, he throws his dirty laundry next to the laundry basket. Not in the laundry basket. So I then have to every day.
Oh, right,
pick
because
up
women
dirty
don't do
laundry.
that either. Right, because women totally don't do that too.
No, I don't do that, but it's like, it's a really common, it's so common of a thing that happens in marriages and relationships.
Right, there's,
I've
like, small
seen
shit
like
that, like, both
56
sides do.
TikToks about
Right,
that.
yeah. The small shit, I don't. Again, you can work on that. I don't care about
Yeah.
the small shit. But as far as like overall accountability, like men have been held accountable far more than women have. Like
Yeah.
in the past, like it was whatever, it was 70, 80 years or whatever, give or take. But at least here in America, again, I won't speak about UK. But like definitely here in America, women get away with a lot more shit than men do.
oh yeah,
It's like survival
definitely a
Tinder
fact
days.
thing.
So what tick? What tick?
No, that's definitely a fact thing though too. Is that yeah, in America, we've created a culture among Americans where women get away with a lot more than men.
Mm-hmm.
I think they get away with a lot more things legally.
Yeah, well, not
I
only that,
don't
but also keep in mind,
necessarily
it's more
agree.
minor things too. Whereas and like the men though, they get away with a lot less, but they also can get away
getting-
with certain things that are a little too extreme.
I'm sorry. A wife abusing her husband to the point where he commits suicide—that's a minor thing.
See, that's
That's
the thing
a
though. That's the thing though. You specifically drew that out of the thing. You know, you decided that you wanted to pick that and say that I was saying it as a minor thing when I never said that at all.
I'm just confirming.
Yeah.
I'm just confirming. I like. I just want all. I just want the info out there. What, Ozzy?
You pulled that out like pocket sign, bro. I wasn't expecting it at all.
Because again, it goes back to all these cases that aren't reported on, and the majority of people don't know about. So I just want to make sure everyone's aware of it, because it's a serious problem, and a lot of people are oblivious to it.
I think
Yes,
that's what
domestic
stigma
violence
is.
with men is not reported
Yeah,
enough
it's-
and not talked about enough.
Yeah, like if
I
we were
can
to
agree
actually
with
Men's
report
mental health, men's suicide rates,
Yeah,
cancer
we-
rates.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
if we took all the stuff that gets overlooked in men, the statistics would be significantly different than what
Yeah.
they currently are.
Yeah.
However, the big thing is that's the problem too, is if people are dumb enough to not recognize minor versus major, that's definitely a situation where there's also a better way to be like, this is a minor issue, but also need to check about, the major issues, but you can also check by being like, then there's also major issues instead of just, pulling it out of the pocket too. Keep in mind.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, if you were to like say something where you just imply that it's like minor stuff like the laundry issue, then I suddenly pulled out, oh, what about murder from this then? I can guarantee you'd probably react a lot more strongly than I just did to that when you did that. So that's just my
I hold in my hand, dirty laundry, pick runs at me with an axe.
Right.
It's like, damn, bro. Relax.
Yeah, but it's like,
Here's Johnny.
You didn't put the laundry in the basket, you filthy female. Just shoot them with a shotty in the
You're right.
blast them with some shoddy slugs.
Did you guys watch that video I posted about
Which
the
one?
incels?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that fucking shit actually killed me. Like, fixed females, it reminded me of this guy, like, this woman walks up to this crowd of incels, and, like, most of them are like, hi, how are you? And some guy in the back just goes, hello, female. Hey, fuck me up, bro. It's so funny. He's like, I haven't had any contact with a female outside of a relative for, like, 3 years. I'm like, yeah, because you call us boys. It's like, I'm not going to talk to you. It's when I walk up to you, you go, hello, female. Hello, vagina haver. Birth giver. Shut the fuck up. It's so weird for that. I don't walk up to men and be like, hello, testicles.
Oh my goodness.
Hello, testosterone. Money maker.
I'm dying.
Come here, bitch. It's so fucking funny. I'd love to sit in a room of incels and just be like, why are you the way that you are?
Right.
Were you touched by a woman at a young age or something? Like, damn.
I guess the most annoying ones are the fucking incels and the alpha males who don't actually
Yeah,
know what
right.
an alpha male really is.
You're right.
Yeah, you're the ones that are like, the women, the foids, just want the tabs, and like, the men that are strong and provide, they don't want me that sits in front of my mum's fucking basement for the last 46 years of my life. Haven't had a shower in 4.5 years, but I'm building an economy.
It's
I'm
definitely
building an economy
because
of mold, and she needs to appreciate
Yeah,
that.
clearly.
Shut the fuck up, bitch. You don't even know how to make porridge. I don't want you.
Right.
I don't know how to make porridge.
These are the ones that you just say the word sex and they not.
Yeah, right.
Hates females, but is subscribed to so many OnlyFans accounts.
Yeah, right.
Right. Like using their mom's credit card to subscribe.
Yeah, see, that's
Yeah,
another,
is
that's
they're gonna
another-
be like that one dude that paid 10K to me in
Oh,
OnlyFans.
right.
And then she went on holiday with her boyfriend with the money. That was an
Holy
incel. I
shit, that was
guarantee it.
great.
Yeah, and
That's
see,
a
that's another,
basement dweller.
yeah, see, that's another part of the problem because men aren't taught how to be men anymore. So that's why you have all these the simps and the.
How do you be a man though? Like, do I need to
Good
punch
fucking
you in the back of the
question.
head once a week every day?
Well, I think
Emotions? No. You're not making enough money? No. You're a virgin? No.
I think again a lot of it comes back to education and where you have because again men are discouraged to know told from the get-go is like no one's gonna help you. You gotta handle your emotions and your shit all by yourself. You can not gonna have any support whatsoever. It's like you gotta know just keep it all in and be a leader.
Right.
But another I think interesting I learned the other day where
Okay.
because you look back when you're growing up obviously you're a lot of discouragement to have stop kids from fighting, especially with no boys and things like that.
Yeah.
But what I didn't know was that has a big impact on their development by help teaching them I guess male hierarchy in a sense. Again goes back to that biology side of it.
Yeah.
But again, they take that away, and then they don't get that necessary experience and stimulation they need to kind of develop that masculine side of them. And by the time they're adults, they're these reserved men that really kind of don't know how to be a man, and couple that with women only. Well, not all women, but a lot of American women only caring about what they can get out of them.
Yeah.
And of course, these young boys and men who don't know how to be men, and they don't know how to interact with women, don't know how to be leaders, and they don't know how to get sex and things like that, how to approach women. So they just go simp route.
Yeah. Right.
Just give them whatever they want, and hopefully snag something. All right. And at that point, they just end up being used and taken advantage of, and by the end, they're just ran through and shell themselves.
Yeah.
And it's just the domino effect. So.
And a big part of that too is also that when they take away that the ability to develop, and stuff. Not only that, but also they don't get the time to, nor do they get taught anyway, is how to basically be more open to communication and also be able to work with people, because then being able to work with people means you're more likely to find a better partner, pretty much.
Right.
You know, it's like, and like because of that, then suddenly that societal thing of like suppressing all that, the ability to learn that stuff. You know, because like, they basically turn them into the like reserved, and then the people who get taken advantage of.
Okay, if you got stuff going on back there, mute yourself, Ozzy, please.
No, it's not me. It's Terrell. He's vibing.
No, of course.
But and that's like when they get taken advantage of too. It's like, well, part of it too is because of their poor selection that they made in a potential partner or someone they were interested.
Yeah, because
in.
I mean, again, they still need to be held accountable for like not doing the proper legwork and no screening and
of
being
course,
more mindful.
What the woman did to them is still shitty, of course, and that's a big thing we also need to get on them about. But it's like it's basically kind of a thing where like both sides end up getting the butt end of the deal pretty much, because then it just creates a society of men who basically resent women after one thing happened to them. Because of their poor choices of decision making, but a lot of that poor choice in decision making stemming from the fact they were never taught any of that.
Yeah, but then now we're coming to a head where you got fucking passport bro movement. They're fucking leaving the country.
I think there's also just a lot of trauma, generational trauma that goes into it.
Yeah, in like America especially, like so it's like just one of those things too where you just want to get away from it all as well.
Yeah. Yeah, because what was another thing I heard the other day? So like, I mean, there's like again for like old generations now, America's like had in their brains like, oh, we're number one, we're the best country in the world. Oh yeah, America, we're the and it's that inflated ego that's continued to grow and grow and grow
it's made things
over the
worse
years
for both sides here in America.
Yeah,
in just all walks of life in America, just about except for that 1% or 10% or yada yada.
Yeah, because I was like hearing foreigners' opinions on America today, and they're just like they're fucking laughing at us, man.
Yeah, no, and I don't
They've
blame
been
them.
laughing at us.
Yeah, they've been like, and I don't blame them.
I mean, Ben, but like now more than ever, they're laughing at us.
Yeah, especially now. Like, and again, I can't blame them. We're fucking America's kind of stupid as shit right now.
Right. It's
Can confirm, by the way.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, can confirm. Yep.
But you know what? We may be stupid, but at least we don't ban a single variant of a breed.
I will go on forever.
Ozzy just like.
I think I would prefer that conversation to the one we're having.
See, now I want to have that though. So go ahead, Ozzy. Let's hear it.
Okay. So this conversation brings me great emotional pain. But so I mentioned it before. I live in the UK. For people who don't know. But years and years and years ago, people decided to ban the American Pit Bull Terrier because they thought it was a dangerous breed of dog. Now, as someone who very much enjoys American Pit Bull Terriers, I cannot disagree that they are not dangerous. That they are dangerous breeds of dogs. But if I'm completely honest, most of the dogs that are over 5 kilos are dangerous in the way that they have teeth and muscles and, pretty independent and free thinking in what they do if you don't lay down guidelines and rules and you don't breed them properly so that they don't have their wires crossed and da-da-da. But they're banned pit bulls. And in order to deal with the pit bull ban, they don't have like a breed standard. Every dog breed has a standard that people breed to. And the government doesn't go by the breed standard when they pick up dogs that are quote-unquote pit bulls. If your dog has a blocky head and big shoulders and it's a certain size or a certain amount of like different colors, it can be picked up. And then you have 2 choices. If you sign the dog over to the government, to the police, your dog will be dead by the end of the day. If you don't sign the dog over to the police, your dog goes into police kennels, and then you have to await a trial date. While you are awaiting a trial date, and then while you're going through with your court date, you have to pay for the kennel fees. And it's something stupid, like I'm pretty sure it's about the exact same as the rent that I pay a month. So like over $1,000.
Lovely.
To have your dog in there. There's no guarantee that they'll feed your dog either. And it will probably not see a vet the entire time it's there. They will do a temperament test, and I don't know if they've changed the way that they do temperament tests, but there's it's not that hard to watch. It's just a really fucking annoying video on YouTube of a guy he basically has a Staffordshire Bull Terrier in a police kennel. It's not his dog; it's a dog that's there for temperament testing. And their version of temperament testing is basically forcibly rolling your dog across the floor. So they will like forcibly put your dog on his back.
Oh boy, yep.
And then push him. I don't know a lot of dogs that won't react well to that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like, my dog is soft as shit, but if a complete stranger pushed him on his back, I can guarantee you he will get in your face afterwards.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Like, he might let you do it, but he'll get in your face and then he'll make it a problem.
Right.
So, you know, which I feel like he's well within his right to do. He doesn't know you don't touch him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
right.
So very recently they decided that they were going to ban the American Bully. But because my government is run by a guy who is using a hammer sideways, and no, I'm not joking, he was using a fucking hammer sideways.
Oh my god.
But anyway, I'll try and explain the video for you guys later because it's the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, he's sitting surrounded by people in a courtroom, just they're like the hammer sideways.
Oh my goodness.
Like, no one's telling how
That's
he's around. But,
Dude,
Oh.
so he's decided to ban the American Bully. Comes in 4 variants. You have the exotic, the classic, the standard, and the XL. So he's decided to ban the XL. So theoretically, I could still go out and buy a classic or a standard or an exotic,
Right.
but I can't have the one that has Mastiff in it. It's kind of like, you know, if I banned a Malinois, but let you buy like the other two.
Right. Or like if you
I mean,
like,
okay, you can
yeah, go ahead.
you can have one variation of a breed, you know, like you can buy a Border Collie, but I'm banning the Australian Shepherd. Like,
Right. Or like even a better example is like is if you're like buying, you know, a 15-inch beagle, but you're banned from getting a 13-inch or whatever.
you know, oh god, bro, that's basically the exact same fucking thing.
Yeah,
It's
'cause
so
like-
stupid.
or the different sizes of poodle.
Yeah, basically.
Yep. Like, oh, you can fucking, we've banned a standard, but here's your mini.
Yeah, right. It's like but you
Yeah,
can still get a
poodle.
fucking poodle.
Like, Jesus Christ. They just fucking, so they started this shit. The ban hasn't even officially gone into place yet. And dogs are already being removed from households. My neighbor had her bully removed. But she very recently got it back, thankfully. He has been neutered, and I will say it was a complete fucking. Oh, hello. Anyway, it was a complete fucking chop job, but she got him back. But they recently started a new program where, and it really reminds me of the gun ban that like Australia did, where they banned guns, but there was a list of guns that you couldn't have and a list of guns that you could have. And if you wanted to register your gun, you could keep your gun if it was on the list of guns that you could have. And if you didn't want to keep your gun, or if you had a gun that was on the banned list, you could go and take it into like a government, whatever the fuck, and they'd give you the current market price of that gun. So like they'd buy it off you. You weren't just, they didn't come up to your house and be like, give me your fucking guns, and then like take them out your pocket or whatever. You had to like willingly go and hand them over. But a similar thing is happening here where you can take your bully to be euthanized for £200. Like, you get £200 for killing your dog, regardless of if it's done anything or, you know, whatever. Yeah, I think that's
That's just ridiculous.
fucking abhorrent. But the thing about it that really fucking gets me is that the bully was really marketed, like it blew up over the last, I think we've only had them in the UK for like 10 years. Probably less, like far less.
Okay.
The breed is under or just over 50 years old itself.
Yeah.
But we haven't had them for that long, but in 3 years, 10 people were killed by bullies, which apparently is a bigger problem than the over, 500 women that were killed in 3 years by, men, but, who cares? Let's focus on the dog. So, they want to fucking, the people that were buying bullies they're really easy to get a hold of for people that are in, like, low-income households, which then means when you offer them £200 in a cost of living crisis when it's winter and gas prices are astronomical and people have kids to feed and keep warm,
Yeah.
it becomes like, okay, now how many of you are just going to start breeding bullies just to take 11 puppies to be euthanized?
Right.
Because
Exactly.
you still get £200
Yeah, right.
per dog.
Yep.
How many of you are giving up entire kennels for no reason?
True.
just for money. Like, I can't say I don't get it, because I do get it. End of the day, you know, you got to survive. These dogs are banned. They're probably going to get taken off you anyway.
Right.
But it's such a fucking evil thing to do.
It really is.
And it's so fucking stupid. And it's been done by a man who uses hammers sideways. Also a man, mind you, who met a guy who runs around London. I can't remember this guy's name, but obviously London has a knife gun problem.
Yeah.
It's all you hear about because we don't really have guns.
Yeah.
So the media's like, oh, there's knives. Like, yes, it's fucking knives, because we don't have guns. So,
Right.
you know, people be fucking chopping each other up. It's whatever.
Right.
But this guy runs around. He basically convinces young generations of people to hand over. Hello, I think I just hit puberty. Anyway, they hand over their knives to him,
Right.
and like he'll buy them off them sometimes if they're like reluctant to give them.
Yep.
But like some of his videos are insane, bro. Like you think that he's picking up like just a standard cooking knife. He picks up Rambos, he picks up zombie knives, he picks up swords, like fucking axes. He pulled a mace out of a bag in one of his videos, and I was like, get a medieval
my
mace,
goodness.
bitch. Like, he's just robbing. You know, this guy walked up to the guy that's running our government right now, and he's like, why are you banning XL bullies? Do you care? And I shit you not, this guy went, no, and then walked away. I was like,
Oh my
wow.
goodness.
Yeah, well, at least he's honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he also told that guy that he thinks he's doing, like, the work he's doing is dangerous and he should leave it to the police. But the thing is, if I walked into a police station today with, like, you know, any kind of knife and I was like, this is mine, I want to hand it in because I don't want to be able to have a knife crime anymore, they wouldn't just let me walk back out.
Yep.
Like, I'd be detained, I'd be questioned, I'd probably be arrested for having a knife. You know, like, it's all shit like that, which then discourages people from just handing their weapons in and not being a problem anymore.
Right. It's like they're
So
asking
this
you
guy
to do
walks in and
something,
does
but
it for
then
them.
you get punished for doing it.
Mm-hmm.
No, literally, it's the exact same. It's like snitches get stitches, but like from the feds.
Right.
Like I walk in and go, I don't want to, you know, maybe kill somebody one day. Here's my knife, and they're like, you know what? Thank you so much. Anyway, here's a jail sentence.
You're right.
What for? I haven't fucking killed it. Like, I might as well just kept it and killed somebody later in life. Damn,
Right.
made it worth my while.
Right. Like actually going to
You
jail
have to
anyway.
fucking
Like,
ruined it for me.
may as well go for a reason. You know, go kill her. Get some respect.
Yeah, for real. Man's about to fucking bring up my villain art.
Villain
walk
arc,
back
like
out
you
with,
haven't
like, a
already had
fucking-
one.
I've had several at this point. Let's be real. This is my redemption arc I'm in right now.
I love you,
I'm
actually.
enjoying my redemption arc actually. I don't be arguing nearly as much. It's great. Well, with Kamal, with other people, I still argue. Just not as frequently.
That's okay.
I'm about to start an argument with everybody in the server that wraps a leash around their car headrest. Fucking your dog's gonna put him in a crate.
You're right.
I will not let that go. I will never let that
Bro,
go.
yeah, I'm just waiting for the day we hear like, you know, oh my god, I choked my fucking dog out in the car for breaking too hard.
Literally, like, I break going 30 miles an hour, and for some reason, the force snapped my dog's neck. I'll be like, wow, if only you could have prevented that.
Who would have thunk?
If only we could have seen this coming.
What a
It's the
concept.
same concept as like when people are like, oh, my cat got hit by a car. I'm like, oh no.
No, you let your cat outside where cars exist. Who would have
Right,
thunk?
right.
Yeah, like if only you could have prevented that somehow.
It's like that one fucking meme of the
Awesome.
dude who, like, you know, who kept getting shelter cats, but then they kept getting eaten by coyotes. Then that one person commented, like, at this point, I think you're just feeding them to your, you know, to the coyotes.
Oh, for
Right,
real?
yeah,
Dude,
right.
it's just like, oh, I'll get another one. And the coyotes were like, oh, it's about that time, boys.
So, see,
Let's go.
I'm wondering how the shelter fucking allowed that shit.
Right.
Do you reckon, like, every time he walked in, like, towards the end of him getting cats, he walked in and, like, they just kind of nodded at him and they were like, again, Steve, and he's like, again, Paul.
Imagine.
I mean, hey, plus side, fewer cats harming the environment, so.
For real.
I balance it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, need more coyotes.
Nature's fighting back. Life finds a way.
Life really does find a way. It's never in the way that people enjoy.
Yeah, right.
Mhm. Yep.
Uh-huh.
This is, like, kind of related, but not really. You know what I hate? You know, you see videos of people, like, a snake will be tightly wrapped around a cat.
Oh yeah, and then they'll fucking
And you
save
as
the
somebody
cat.
that
Like,
knows
no!
snakes-
I'll save the cat. Yeah.
Yeah, like you as somebody that knows snakes knows that that cat's already done for. Like, the
Right.
internal damage is done. It's been there for a minute.
Basically.
You're
It
right.
will be dead in the next, like, day.
Like, you may as well just let the
And it'll
snake
be
have
slow.
it. Like, just...
Yeah, and these motherfuckers are like, I need to save this cat. The cat's dead. Leave it alone. It
right.
shouldn't have been
right.
outside anyway. Leave it alone. Let it happen.
Basically.
If you leave it now, it dies faster, which is more humane than it sitting in your. Because they won't fucking like that will happen, and they won't take it to a vet. They're like, oh, I don't have the money. He'll be fine. And then like the cat dies, and they're like, I'm so sad. And then they buy another one.
Yeah,
Just
right.
wrap it in a blanket, put it in a cardboard box,
Or
and
the-
give
or
it a
the
little
people
water
who,
bowl
like-
and see if it'll recover.
And then, like, even worse, those dumbasses that, like, get, like, you know, small-ass puppies and just, like, let them outside completely unattended in, like, areas with, like, you know, whole, like, carpet pythons out in Australia or some shit.
Yeah, right.
Did
Yeah,
you
and then
see
get all the
the
people, like-
video of those fucking girls with their puppy in the garden?
Huh?
They let these girls are in the garden with their puppy. These are like adult girls, by the way.
Oh my
I'm
god.
not talking like 5-year-olds.
Oh, you
I think the puppy was like I want to say like a boxery type thing,
Okay.
but it was very young,
Yeah.
like just about coming home stage.
Okay.
And they let it walk around the side of the house where there's like a planter, like a raised planter, and like
Oh, yeah.
it walks past this bush, and like you kind of look at the bush and you think, wow, why is that one branch so much thicker than the other
Boy.
branches?
Oh boy.
And you realize actually it's a fucking carpet python. So like it swings
Yeah.
out, you know, it grabs, rolls the puppy. The only reason that the girls found that dog is because it screamed when it went down the first time.
Yeah, right.
So they come around the corner. But the bit that really fucking got me though was that they don't, obviously nobody knows, you know, like, oh, you want to get a snake off, just pour some alcohol over its face. Like the fucking water will probably let go. Alcohol definitely. But you know, instead of like, they don't know that. So instead of doing anything smart,
Right.
they picked up the snake by its tail and just started like swinging it. Like, the dog is still attached to this snake. The dog's just being swung around in circles, and then eventually, like, the snake lets go, and you just see the puppy like fly off camera.
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
I was watching it, and I was like, it's like the second the snake lets go, the woman like whips her arm back, and the snake is like just flung into the distance. I was like, bye. And you know there was nothing wrong with that snake when it got back up too. Like it was just
Yeah,
like,
right.
okay then,
Right.
down. Sorry.
Like, holy, like,
Probably,
holy
like,
cow.
30-foot airborne. I was like, damn, yeah, that dog has no idea what's going on. It got bit and then it got thrown around.
Right.
It's like, I
Can you
know
imagine
it's
that being the sequence of things that happen to you? You
Right.
get bit by a snake, and then you just get like dashed around
You get like absolutely helicoptered.
like a fucking yo-yo, bro.
Right.
She literally, I don't know why she did it too, but she didn't even like stand still and swing the snake. She was spinning in circles herself.
I couldn't figure out the physics of it.
Oh my goodness.
Fucking physics, bro. It was a shoelace with teeth. Just like fucking grab it on the back of her head. I don't even know why she
Jeffrey
bothered
said-
with the tail. Its mouth was busy.
Uh,
It
never
has
said they
one
were
place
smart,
at a
Auntie.
time.
I
It's
just
like
said.
pretty occupied.
Gotta love humans, man.
Yeah,
Gotta love
right.
humans.
Oh,
I absolutely do not. That's so fucking weird, bro. We fucking whip this snake back and forth real quick.
right.
I whip my snake back and forth. Whip my snake back and forth.
Make me have the same goddamn
He has no
idiot.
medical damage. Why does your dog have brain damage? Well, it's a crazy story, actually.
Yeah, right. Imagine telling that at like your fucking party or some shit.
Yeah, so a snake bit him. A snake did it? Well, no, the snake started it, and then
And then
I
finished
finished it.
I finished it, yes.
I did it. It was me.
I did it. I don't do that.
Amazing.
I know you don't do that. I do that.
Yeah, he used to bark, but now he barks.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
You like barks backwards?
Yeah, right.
Cool.
He's got a bark like Jimmy Carr's laugh. He barks inwards.
right.
Oh my god.
It's like in the inspiration for Goofy was born.
Yeah, right. That's where it all
Dead.
happened.
What would happen to you if you got bit by a snake, Carly? What would you do?
He'd probably just kill the snake.
I'd just fuck it up, bro.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Bro, I had the nastiest fucking dream the other night, yeah. I was out with him, like, in a field and he's off leash and whatever, and he came back with a rabbit, so I was like, oh, fuck that rabbit, whatever, I'll kill it. Because he didn't want to kill it, but he'd already hurt it, so I was like, you know, fuck it, it's wild, I don't care, I'll just kill it and then throw it in the freezer and he can eat it in, like, 6 weeks.
Okay.
But, like, when I picked it up, it turned from a rabbit into a hamster. And in my head, I was like, oh, it's gonna bite me, because you know they're bitches bite. I was like, there's a Syrian hamster too, and like I've been nailed by
Oh,
the
yeah,
never do that ever again in my life. So I started panicking, and I'm trying to like pull it out of my hand, but for some reason it was like velcroed to my skin. So I'm trying to like push it off, and then like when I was trying to push it, I looked at its face, and it was just like oozing like this brown tar liquid from its eyes and its mouth, and I was like,
Oh boy.
I'm trying to get it off, and then eventually I just started swinging my, you know, like when you burn your finger, so you swing your hand at the wrist.
Yeah.
I was like, I keep running around in my dream, meanwhile my dog's like dicking around in a field.
I remember the time.
Abandoning me to die.
I remember the time I was out at the off-leash park with Rory in Iowa, and I was like, we were walking, you know, the dogs, of course. Like Ember's like in like this tall like, you know, brush somewhere. And then suddenly she just comes out with a whole like possum corpse, like rotting possum corpse. And I just stared at like, oh no, no!
That sounds like Ember.
God! Have a snack.
Right?
Yeah, look, I totally killed this for you.
Basically.
Look at Goofy, Dad, let's share. Meanwhile, Pig's like sprinting away.
Yeah, right? Like, it was like literally just like a husk of a possum, basically. I'm just like,
Oh my god.
like it was already decayed and everything, like stiff and whatnot, and had like, you know, like blackening around like the flesh where it was like starting to really go.
Was it flat as well?
Yeah, it was flat.
Why do they get that flat? Because I fucking hate that. Like, they're
Right.
fully intact, but paper thin. Why? Where's your bones?
And then there
I
was
don't
like
like
that,
it.
and then there was like that other night when there was like a possum in the horse barn, you know, getting ready to like shitting my sister-in-law's horse's hay, you know, didn't kill him. So we were like, you know, and like, so we usually get rid of the possums basically, just so they like, because like at this point, let's be real, relocation only does so much.
Right.
Like we'd have to bring that fucker all the way across the state, like basically. But so at this point, we just get rid of him, and that's that, you know. But like, I like we went into the barn. This fucking thing just like hides behind like a, you know, bunch of tools at the horse stall. And it's a possum, and like it's like my brother's like, what is that? And I'm like, I don't know, I think it's one of the cats or something. He's like, no, it's a fucking possum. I'm like, oh, okay. So I just start moving shit aside, and I'm like, Ember. So
And she had a field day.
yeah,
Your time has come.
yeah, right.
This is your
Having
moment.
those fucking moments, bro.
Yeah, haven't gotten her to, you know, haven't been able to get her to hunt lately, so may as well have a little fun. Let her
Right.
have her. Let her have her moment finally.
Tide her over from the bears.
Right.
Is there anything better, though, like, more fun than being faced with, like, an animal that you don't want anywhere near your property, and then you think, oh yeah, my dog loves fucking around and finding out. We had a fucking... I was at my nan's house once, like, before she had her dog, and I think Nelly was, like, deep in his shithead phase, so he was, like, just over 2.
Oh, yep.
And, she had a fox keep coming in her house, which, like, was cute at first, and then she woke up one day and her husband had left the kitchen window open, so there was just fox shit and broken stuff,
Oh,
piss
gosh.
everywhere, all over the kitchen. So she's like, hey, can you come and stay with me for, like, 2 weeks and help me take care of it? I was like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, right.
But at, like, 4 a.m., we left the back door open on purpose.
Yep.
So at, like, 4 a.m., you know, I went into the kitchen to go and grab some water, and as I was walking out, I heard the little, like, hit-tap.
Oh,
The
yeah.
feet behind me, and in my head I was like, damn, Harley, why are you walking like a ballerina? What the fuck? And I turned around and I was like, oh. And for a minute, I was just standing there with a glass of water in my hand like, oh my god. What the fuck? It was walking towards me, not even the food, me. And in my head I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get bit, I'm gonna get bit, I'm gonna get bit. What should I do? Should I throw this glass at its head? What should I do? And like, the voice in the back of my head was like, oh, your dog. And I was like, oh yeah, I have a dog. So I called him, and like he like trotted into it's like a dining room, kitchen room attached,
Yep.
and then the garden's like right after it. So I'd like started walking backwards, so the fox was in the dining room with me.
Yeah.
Harry walked in from the hallway, And he was just doing his dirty little, like, what we do, and then he saw the fox, and every inch of him head stopped, bro. He went dead serious, ears forward, you know, like, he started leaning forward and shit.
Yep.
That fox's only current saving grace in that moment
Yep.
was that he slipped on the floor when he started running. He was climbing the floor.
Oh, yeah.
But then, you know, there was a bit just before the back door where there's a little carpet.
Okay.
So the fox jumped out the back door and it used the carpet as leverage to spring.
Okay.
The unfortunate thing is that Harley was really prepared to slam face first into the ground if he missed.
Oh no.
So he also used that carpet to spring forward. And he was faster.
Yep.
Yeah, see, you got the
So,
fun,
like-
you got the fun foxes over there. Where our foxes, they just like they'll boat if just like a gentle breeze hits them the wrong way.
Right.
You got
Oh,
the
the
fun
foxes
ones
over
up there.
here, like they walk up to you. They're like, "Give me your money, bitch!" I'm like, "Damn."
Yeah, no, the
What
foxes
shit
here,
was
like,
that?
the foxes
they're
here may as well
literally
not exist
horrible.
because they hide.
Bro, I had to fucking, like, there was one point when Harley was really ill when he was young. I think he was like 5 or something. He had something serious going on.
Yep.
I thought he was gonna die because he was on steroids and he was just, you know, going down.
Okay.
I took him out for a walk and he decided, like, in the middle of the fucking night, to just lay down in the field. He's brown. You think I could fucking see him? I was like,
I mean,
okay,
you do have a hard
was
time
just
seeing
behind me.
colors.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
exactly, right? And, like, he was behind me, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna keep walking. And then I turned around because I realized that, like, he's not beside me. So I turned around and I just couldn't see him, and I was like, oh, where's my dog? So I started, like, you know, calling him. He don't want to get up because he doesn't feel well, so I didn't, like, tell him off when I got to him or anything. But I
Right.
found him because the foxes in the area decided to form a circle around him, and I was like, really?
Yeah, right. Those motherfuckers pulling coyote
Like, you know,
tactics.
It's like,
Like, for real, like, they used to do this thing where they'd, like, bait, one of them would bait him, he'd chase that one, and another one would run up behind him.
Oh yeah, bite his ass or something.
So I'd have to, like, I'd have to call him before it made contact. Eventually he learned, like, if I chase this one, another one's going to run at me. So there was a day
Yeah.
where he was trying to pick between 2 foxes,
Yep.
and he was, like, across a field from me.
Okay.
So I was just watching him. So he's trying to pick between 2 foxes. So I watched him. He faked one out.
Okay.
Then he turned around and went after the other one. And when the one he faked out got mad and ran up his ass, he turned around at the very last second.
Oh yeah.
I was watching him and I was like, "That's my boy."
it's like, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
It's like the one time he used his brain cells. Like, the boy,
Right.
Yeah, right.
he can open, like, you know, cupboards, he can open fire escape doors, he can open crates. If I can get into it, he can get into it, type
Yeah.
thing. He chooses not to do a lot of these things these days.
He's just
But he
like,
does
"Gotcha."
also, you know, run into brick walls and stuff. But the only time that you'll see him actively, like, the wheels turn in his head is when he's fighting.
Yep.
Like, if he's hunting or he's fighting, like, I've never seen him be smarter than when he had a fight with that Rottweiler thing that I used to
Oh
live near.
yeah. Yep.
I don't actively fight my dog, by the way, because it sounds
just can't really think about how fucked up this sounds.
Yeah, right.
It's a non-hunting, non-dog people that have, like, you know, real-world experience with dogs. It sounds fucked.
Right.
But, he's a terrier. He loves doing terrier things, and terrier things are killing other things. So
Right.
currently, right now, he's my nasty, vicious killing machine is squeaking a toy and rubbing it on my leg because he wants
She likes to scare you.
Mhm.
Are you so scary? No, you're just a baby. Thank you.
Scare you
Thank
by
so much.
having an inflammation and not a tumor.
Mhm.
No, I was pissed. I think, you know, I sent a picture of his foot to the vet. And he's like, oh, yeah, you know, we'll definitely do a biopsy. So I'm like, sick, you know. I started planning this dickhead's funeral. I started thinking how we're going to go on without him. Like, I was depressed as fuck. Like, getting out of bed to go to work was the hardest thing I had to do since I found that lump, right? And, like, I started, you know, snapping at people at work. I didn't want to talk to nobody.
Yeah.
Everything was going downhill. I was thinking about how broke I'm going to be. And, like, how miserable I'm going to be when he dies. And then, like, I take him to the vet. And, like, I should have known something was up because normally when I take him to the vet, he tries turning around at least once.
Yep.
And then I'm like, nah, come on, let's just go. And he's like, sorry. And then we go to the vet. So, you know, but not once did he turn around. And I was like, that's really weird because you do this every time. But anyway, so I sat in the vet, you know, walk into the vet room, took off his pajamas because we went there in pajamas because it was cold. I take them off. He's dicking around in the exam room, saying hi to all the nurses because he's a flirt. He fell in love with a female vet, so he's like, "Let me parade myself around for you." He genuinely flirts with humans, and it freaks me out. But he's parading himself around. He's like, "I'm so cute. I'm so lovely. Please pet me." And then the vet's like, "Oh, it's gonna say goodbye to you from." So she picks up the paw that I know that it's on, and she's looking.
Yeah.
And then she puts it down, and picks up the other one. And I was like, "No, it's that one." She's like, "Is it?" I was like, "What do you mean, is it? It's there." And she's like, "No, that's not a, what is it? Neoplastic lump or something?" I think it's called neoplastic.
Okay.
But there's two types. There's neoplastic and inflammation. Those are two types of lumps you can get on the body.
Okay.
Neoplastic is where you get tumors and growths and stuff. Inflammation is what he has. So she's looking at it and she's like, "It's not a tumor." And I was like, "What do you mean it's not a tumor?" She's like, "It's not a tumor." I was like, "Okay. What is it?" She's like, "Do you have a thorn bush in your yard?" I have 7 of them. Dove face first, I said the other week, he dove face first into one after a pigeon, and then stood there stuck because he couldn't work out how to get back out.
Right.
Because the prey drive, overrode the brain cells for a second there. So he's like, "Let me jump into this thorn bush," and then he's like, "Save me! I can't get out." But she's like, "Do you have a thorn bush?" In my head, I'm like, "Oh." Yeah. And she's like, "I think there's a thorn in his foot." And I was like, "Oh, we don't need to get it out." She's like, "Well, no, because this inflammation medication I'm going to give you is basically, it's going to make the inflammation go down, which is then apparently going to help me get the thorn out.
Yeah.
Right. I should be able to just get it out."
Yep.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Give me this medication, right?" I paid for it, and as I paid for it, she's like, "Man, I can't believe you were just going to pay £700 for nothing." And in my head, I was like, "Yeah!" If only that was my only issue. Having been torturing myself a week and a half.
Right.
Making me and Camille miserable because he was, miserable over the fact that he may lose a dog for the first time, and I'm just still like.
And then you got, the full-on psych moment.
Yeah, literally, I took his jumper off to send him out back.
Yep.
And the vet was like, "Psych," and I was like, "Sorry? Are you saying that I once again worked myself up for nothing?"
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
To a very extreme point. She's like, "Yeah," and I was like, "You're so funny." And then I paid the £90 rather than the fucking 700.
700, right?
And went home. It was really funny though, because I was meant to leave him there, obviously, because he was being sedated.
Okay.
And biopsied. He was going to be sedated, biopsied, and have blood work done. And I'm still probably gonna get his blood work done in a few weeks. But she's came back with Harley, and so Camille sat up, and he's like, "Why do you have the dog?" I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "The dog's meant to be asleep right now. Why did you bring it back?" "Tell me you got him checked out. You didn't chicken out halfway through. You did it, right?" And I was like, "First of all, fuck you. Second of all, you're never gonna fucking believe what I heard." I told him, and he looked. The thing that kills me, right, is that after I found that lump and made the better photo, both of us started being really fucking nice to him. We're not mean to him, but we started letting him get away with everything. So then he fucking, Harley jumps up on the bed and Camille still thinks he's dying and he's laying on Camille's feet. I was like, "Oh yeah, he's not dying, he's not terminal, actually, it's not even a tumour, it's just inflammation." And Camille just ripped his feet out from underneath him and was like, "Fuck off, man." It was a valid reaction.
Yeah, right.
I panicked so hard though, he's 9, I don't know what his parents died of, I don't have any siblings to go through.
Yeah, right.
Don't buy nuts, kids. Do not buy nuts.
Don't go through the trauma.
Right.
I'm just dying.
Just play it by ear. It's fine. It's no big deal. Just play it by ear.
I fucking played it by ear, bro. I'm 90% sure he's the cause of at least 65% of anxiety. Every day I struggle, and every day he laughs at me.
But,
Right, we're fucking on the way back from the vet too, right? Normally on the way back from the vet, he's like, "We need to go now!" He tries running through the street. Because for some reason he's convinced I'm just going to turn around and take him back. And it's a joke. So he starts, walking home, and this is how I know that he knew something was fucked up. He was prancing home. Man was like, and I was like, man, fuck you. But like, we walked past the coffee shop, and a woman sitting there with her Jack Russell, and her Jack Russell like just flew to the end of its leash. And was like,
no.
fuck you, like just talking. Like, if it was off leash, it absolutely would have flown at Harley's face.
Yep.
Normally Harley ignores him, but he's obviously in like a dickhead fuck around and find out mood. It's just flew to the end of his leash, which wasn't that far away from where Harley was standing. So Harley did that like, when you fake somebody out by like fake lunging at them?
Oh, yep.
Yes.
He did that.
Yeah.
He coupled it with like a really deep guttural bark. So he just like, lunged forward, barked, and then he came back before I even popped the leash to be like, what the fuck are you doing? So he came back, and then he turned around, so like the other dog shit itself, screamed, and ran under the owner's chair. He turned around, he looked at me, he had the biggest shit-eating grin I've ever seen in my entire life. Bro. He was looking at me like, what is this? And it's like, come on now, please. Not with this XL bully band on the right face. Don't be doing this.
But
Stop licking your naked elbows.
We gotta get them clean. Gotta be so pretty. Nom, 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 nom.
He has hyperkeratosis on his elbow, and I think it's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It's so minor, but like I saw it yesterday, and now I can't
unsee it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But speaking
Or they
of,
get kind of like the rough patches.
Yeah, it's because when he was ill, he was laying on like one side for a hot minute, so he has like one dry out.
My lab
Fix
had
yourself
those on
up.
both.
Get off the fucking border of the bed, you dickhead.
But speaking of dogs doing stupid shit, it reminded me of a clip I saw the other day. They were talking about a Goofy movie, and and they were like talking about no, I was no Goofy Max and no Pete and his son PJ. It's like, they're black, right? And like, what are you talking about? It's like, no, they're black. And like, they're not like hood black, but like I was thinking about it, but I kind of see it a little bit, right? Or what really like killed me was when they were talking about Roxanne, Max's crush. It was like, yeah, no, she's Latina. It's like, wait, oh my god, she is. You're like, yeah, she's Latina coded, and I'm like, oh my god, she is.
Yeah, no, you say it. Does that mean that Goofy's like Eddie Murphy?
This is like somewhere in that ballpark.
Has to be, right? And then the fucking, what's that guy's name? Pete?
Yeah, Pete. Yeah, Pete.
Pete is like Philip Banks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
you know what I
God.
mean?
Yeah. Best friend.
Oh man, I can't even see this now.
Yeah, right? Right?
It would actually be so perfect. If only the guy that played Philip Banks wasn't dead.
I can't remember, but there was just like, holy shit, that's hilarious. Cause now I'm like thinking of like all the other characters, cause like what would Pete's wife, cause I don't think she was in any of the movies, cause I know she was in the show.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was in any of the movies.
I don't think she was in the movie.
Yeah, she wasn't in any of the movies,
I
but
need
like,
to Google her.
yeah, but
I
like,
can't remember she was in it.
I think I'm getting like Latina vibes from her too. I'm just like, oh shit, they right.
Right.
Because like you have like the obvious ones with the fucking I can't remember the fucking
Peg? Pete?
singer that they went to go see on that road trip that Max wanted to go
Oh.
see. Yeah,
Michael
because
Jackson.
like him, the Michael
Miles.
Jackson, like
Yeah,
whatever thing, yeah, character, like,
Yeah.
and of course all the in the background dancers was like, yeah, that was obvious as shit there.
Yeah.
Fucking Max craning his neck so far he's practically breaking it, watching them chicks walk by.
Right.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
I was like, oh shit, they're right.
How the hell did Pete pull Peg?
You know, see what I'm talking about?
It's actually insane.
Pete got that money.
That daughter looks like a rat.
It's like
Oh,
Pete got that money. That's why he's able to get that kind of game.
Who's the fucking... So does that make the librarian?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to like place her too.
I feel like she'd be like, what fucking, you know, one of the friends that Max hangs out with. She's the girl that has like long hair and a sun hat with a flower in it.
Okay.
She's that one fucking weirdo white girl. She has
with
hippie
the-
pants.
Yeah.
She had glasses,
Yeah.
right? She has
Yeah.
glasses, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of like
I can see it works out as Latino actually.
yeah, right.
That makes so much sense.
But like the librarian in the second movie, that's like the hidden beauty, like the shy librarian, who is like when she tries a little bit, and you see how beautiful she really is, how hot she actually is, and it's like, oh god,
I was googling
Like,
pictures
the hidden
of
gem.
Peg Pete. I googled pictures of Peg Pete. Bend on Peg Pete captures Mickey Mouse by Godzilla fan
Oh my
71.
god.
What?
I don't think I want to
What a
know.
fucking sentence.
I think I'm scared of that sentence.
It's literally not even that fucking. I don't know why Google bothers with the fucking. It was like, oh, you can't see this. I'm gonna censor it, and I clicked on it, and it opened. I'm like, I didn't click the link. I just clicked on the image, and the image uncensored itself. So I'm like, oh, cool. But
Lovely. This is
it's
my
not even
brain
that
now.
deep. It's just Peg standing next to Mickey Mouse, who's like tied up. I dislike it more for the fact that Mickey Mouse's proportions are like human. Mm. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Oh, Disney. Gotta love them.
Oh man.
Hey, MJ, did you buy yourself anything from that therapy week that y'all had?
Yeah, she.
Nope.
So I prompted her to go get the jacket and gloves finally, or at least the jacket.
Yes, I have the coat.
You
So
read
are you gonna do your walk today?
No,
Of course.
No.
it's
Of course.
sweaty.
Of
And
course.
gross.
And
I don't want to.
You need to get one of those like flat walking board things that come out. It's like
I
a
have
treadmill, it
one.
doesn't have slides. How do you
I
not
have
fall
one.
off it? You did fall off it. You did.
I
That was
do.
you.
Mhm.
You fell right in a
Me.
race car.
Yeah, she like stumbled like an injured racehorse on the track.
Me too. I don't know why I'm laughing.
I
Like, I'm
got
managing
myself.
to go for the
But I caught myself. I do
I
not
don't like
fall on
treadmills
my
for that
ass.
reason. I get distracted. I get bored, and then I start zoning out, and then I start like maladaptive daydreaming, whatever the fuck it's called, like imagining fucking character scenarios in my head for like music. And then I just ever so slightly, it's never to the left. I always start veering to the right for no reason.
I veer to the left.
I don't know where I think I'm going.
I veer to the left, not to the right. I veer to the left. I do better when I have people to talk to or something to like actively engage with,
Yep.
which is why I prefer being on VC when I'm walking.
Yep.
Don't ever let me know you're on that thing if you're in BC, because I'll start singing shit like, and I would walk 500 miles a day. I'll start like fucking up the tempo of songs I'm singing to just to see if you trip.
Right. Alright, we're basically
but
on
I
our like,
use
last
that.
30 minutes, so let's do some games.
Well, okay, we'll get to that
Some
real
silly
quick.
stuff.
But real
Yeah.
quick, so y'all remember the like the emergency broadcast testing that we had a few months back?
Oh, yep.
Like all the like, 'cause I know that I don't know why it was like such a big thing in the news, because it's not like we haven't had them before.
Right.
But what funny thing that came out of it was like how it outed so many people that had phones that like weren't supposed to have phones.
And
Oh,
then
yeah.
the Amish.
Yeah, the Amish, yeah. Just a bunch of Amish people getting outed, like, why do you have this?
Right.
What? You should have these.
I'm just like, excuse me, motherfucker.
Hello.
Right.
All right,
This doesn't go wrong.
That shit was so fucking funny to me.
you're right.
Right.
Oh my god.
Imagine getting away with it for years and then the government
Right,
fucks
the
you up.
government
You don't even
fucks
really
you,
know
yeah.
what the government is.
It's like, Jebediah, what is this?
Right.
Gaia.
Oh, okay, what
You
game?
don't even really like fucking pay taxes or anything, but the government still gets you.
Yeah, right.
Here we
what
go.
game you got for
I
us?
found a would you rather questions generator.
Oh dear.
Oh,
All
boy.
right.
All right, let's see. All right. Would you rather never touch your partner again or never speak to your partner again?
Woo! How dare you?
Yeah, come on, Saucy. Let's hear it.
Oh.
That's more important to you.
Okay,
But I mean, like, touch means everything, bro. It means I can't cuddle him.
Yep. No cuddles, no
I
can't
hand
hold
okay,
holding.
back.
right. Just right. Type and right.
Tickle his balls.
Wait, okay, so did it say you like specifically can't communicate or specifically just no talking?
No talk.
Or just communication, talking, specifically no talking.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
so other means of communication are still on the table
Yeah,
then,
so you
right?
could like use
I'm
sign
gonna
language or
ask
some
him and I'll
shit.
take whatever he says.
You could play charades.
If you had to,
Yeah.
this is like a would you rather question. So would you rather never touch me again or never talk to me again? You have to pick one.
Never talk.
He said never talk, so I'm picking never talk.
Right?
Okay, yeah, sounds about right.
You know, like
Yeah,
the sound of my
that
voice or something?
Yeah, but we
Sounds about right.
Camille, don't say a word. Don't say a
I
word.
just like tormenting him, like fucking. I don't actively get that jealous these days, but some like
Yeah, I mean, like,
fucking advert of women in underwear popped up on his phone the other day, and I was like, "What are you looking at? Why is there girls on the phone?" And he does this like really stupid smile.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, what guy wouldn't choose to not have their woman ever talk?
Right? Yeah, I would definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
would
autistic
definitely choose
anyway,
not
so
talk.
the communication's gonna come
Anyway.
through tactile touch and text.
So I think we're in unanimous agreement that it would be not talking.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, boy.
Get better version anyway.
Oh my goodness! All right.
All right, what next one? What do you got?
Oh, would you rather be able to speak to animals or have the ability to control the weather? I would
Speak
control the weather.
animals.
Control the weather.
Bro, imagine you're walking down the street and you hear a fucking frog being like slaughtered by a bird, and you just hear his like agonized screaming.
Oh my god.
Imagine I'm walking like through a pet store and they're like,
You're right.
No, see, but like I'm thinking,
I didn't
I'm
do
thinking-
it, man.
I'm thinking like how much dirt I could get on people.
Yeah, right. I mean,
Right, like
it would
talking
be
to
funny.
It's like, what secrets can you tell me? Give me the tea. What do you got?
But if I could like control the weather, I would be able to do anything, anything that I needed to do outside.
Yeah.
By just simply like making it sunny for like all of 5 minutes, and then like once I'm done, I just can make it rain again.
No, see, I feel like people will just keep bugging me to change the weather. It's like, no, change.
Why you don't tell anybody you can do it?
Or you just like
No,
every time they
well, I mean,
do
look,
bug
people
you-
are gonna notice like the weather changes too quickly. They're gonna like somehow track me down. I feel like it would just be a matter of time.
So every time they do ask you though, you condition them by constantly giving them the worst weather possible. Literally, like, can you change the weather to sunny? Give them a blizzard.
Yeah, right.
They'll never ask again.
give them like 150-degree heat.
Right.
That's what you asked for. No, my wife is melted.
Yeah, my collection of high-end rabbits are dying from heat stroke. All right, let's see here. Would you rather never shave your pubic hair again, or date someone who never shaves their pubic hair?
I would rather date somebody who doesn't shave theirs because I prefer to keep mine clean, but it says nothing about maintaining length.
Yeah,
You can
right.
clip without shaving.
True.
Yeah, like yeah. Same.
I agree with Ozzy.
Yeah.
I do not give a fuck
Yeah,
what you
stick
do
with
to your,
that for sure.
area.
I mean,
Right.
as long as it don't smell like the Dead Sea. Like,
Yeah, basically.
Right.
Yeah, like if you take care of yourself, that's
long
all
as
I care about. As
yeah.
long as you're clean and healthy, I don't give a fuck.
Mhm.
All right, you can have it, just be clean is all. Don't smell like a literal ocean.
Yeah, I don't
Uh,
Right. Would you rather get food poisoning during a job interview, or get food poisoning during a vacation? Definitely a vacation.
Vacation.
Yeah.
Because like if I
Oh,
fucking sharded myself right in front of them, if it was that bad, or like projectile vomit onto the interviewer.
Imagine it's like your dream job too.
Yeah, right. And it's like,
Oh my
imagine,
God.
like you've built up so much credibility, and then you just like projectile vomit right into their face.
It's like as you stand up to shake their hands and close this like $300 a year deal.
Right.
You like lean over the desk, you're like, "Thank you so much for the opportunity."
Some of it gets in their mouth.
Fucking horrible.
Oh man, terrible. All right, what else we got?
Would you rather get sick on the day of the prom or the day of graduation? Yeah, prom.
I can go to either.
Yeah, prom. Yeah, prom was boring as shit. So
Yeah. Let's see. Would you rather put your middle school diary on display in a museum or your past month's search history? I'll stick to the diary.
What was the first one?
Would you rather put your middle school diary on display in a museum?
Joke's on you. I don't have a diary. Never made one.
Take my internet history because I'm shameless.
I really don't care about my internet history, so go for it.
I'll put my non-existent diary on display.
Yeah, same.
Definitely not putting my search history out there.
I don't think
But Nick,
anybody
that
wants
should have
to
been with
read
your
my
rather
very
your search
depressed.
history.
What, Ozzy?
Wait, no. I have a better one for you, Nick, specifically.
Yeah.
Oh dear. All right.
Would you rather put your internet search history on display or your Skyrim mods?
Oddly enough, my mods. Yeah, no, I'd rather put my mods out there.
Yeah, I thought so.
Mm-hmm.
Disgusting creature. Anyway.
I'm cultured, and also you can't talk. Anyway, next one.
Oh, here's a okay. Here's a good one. Would you rather have a new cockroach in your house every single day for a year, or eat a single cockroach?
Eat a
I'll just eat one, bro.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna eat one.
I
I'm gonna cook it.
don't like either of these. No, thank you.
Eat the
Yeah,
cockroach, MC.
just thoroughly cook up that bad boy. Just put a whole bunch of
Just
extra
literally
toppings.
smear that
season-
bitch in chocolate. Right. Coat that motherfucker in chocolate and just gulp.
Yeah, what if I cook it till it's solid and then break it down into a powder and then just chuck that shit in like fucking a milkshake
Right, like it never
so
specified
that
how
I
you
can
eat
drink
it,
it
so
and then
just-
shit it out immediately.
right, as long as you're eating it in some fashion, then it didn't specify how you had to.
Yeah, right. Yep, I can just imagine I'm either Timon or Pumbaa, and I'll power through it. And I'm good.
Right. Right. Let's see. Would you rather get a small tattoo on your face or a tattoo that covers your entire butt?
Small tattoo on my face.
Yeah, I'm doing a small
Small
face.
tattoo on my face.
Yeah, face. Yeah.
I mean, I already have a small one on my wrist. Why would I bother?
Yep. Would you rather have 12 children or no children at all? No
What
children.
kind of question is that?
That one's more difficult for me.
Huh?
Oh yeah, MC's the only exception
Yeah,
there.
right.
I was gonna say I'm the only one that would have a struggle with it.
Hey, do you want to be cheaper by the dozen or no?
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
Well, think of,
12 is
think of it like this though. It
How
could be
is-
like assuming you have those 12 children, right? It could be any means you wanted. It could be that you could have a very loving husband with who makes $1 million a year or some shit. I don't know, whatever. But
if I have the right. I don't know.
Yeah, assuming
12 is too many. 12 is too many. I think I would go with a 9.
even if having the right partner and money were an issue.
Yeah,
Didn't say they all have to survive. You just have to give birth to them.
yeah, right.
That's the thing. I don't think I could handle having more than 3.
Okay, you want to push them out or have each of them cut out of you? You decide.
I'd rather have them cut out of me if at all possible.
No, I think the.
Hold on.
All right, so
I handle surgeries better. Let's put
Yeah.
it that way.
Would
No,
you?
but you'll get looser and looser with each kid, so it'll be easier as you go along.
Yeah, right.
That's not how that works.
Details.
Would you rather live in a museum or live in a zoo?
Museum.
Two.
Museum is quieter. I'd be able to sleep. Thank God.
I think I would want to live in a zoo, but specifically like in a part of the zoo where I can hear the animals, not people.
Right, just leave me in like the fucking reptile house or something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Or like go into like every now and again where you have those like ones that have like the jungle exhibits with like the free roaming monkeys, and I'll just like battle the monkeys for their bananas.
I'll be the outlier. I will go for the museum and stay in my quiet corner.
But what if like a
I
sex
want to
museum?
go into a bat enclosure and punch one.
It'll still be quiet.
Like, fuck you made COVID, and then punch it.
Also, just like starts ripping them off the ceiling and just beating them down into the floor like a fucking ape.
I don't know, because like fucking, I went into like like the butterfly rooms that they have where there's like 3 plastic doors.
Yeah. Yep.
I went into one of those for bats once,
Oh,
and I was like, I walked in and I was like, what kind of fucking butterflies are in here? It's dark as shit. And then I looked up and there's just bats all over the ceiling. I was like, how's none of these gotten out? Not even one. It's like, families walk in, so they hold all 3 doors open at the same time.
oh my gosh.
So the room gets like blasted with light from the outside, and every
Whoa.
bat goes nuts when this happens, right? So
Oh
I'm
my
like, how
gosh.
has none of you gotten up? And it means once you're in there, they're flying around. They can't see you.
Oh,
You know, you just have to hope that they do their little fucking echolocation bullshit fast enough so they don't fly into the side of your face. But I was just standing there and I was like, why? Who fucking thought of a room full of bats? Fuck.
right?
Like this is how your origin story begins.
No, my Camille has that origin story on lock. That's Camille's origin story. Because
Oh,
there used to be bats where I used to live
Oh.
before I moved here. So like I was walking Harley in the field at the bottom where I used to live. Camille came with us, so he's like, I kept seeing a duck, and I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "It's flying over my fucking head. I can hear it." I was like, "It's probably a bug." I mean, it was a bug, and then the bat came in and killed the bug. And they were eating like the guys in the theaters and shit were following Camille.
I feel like that could have like turned into that one scene from Peter Jackson's King Kong where King Kong was fighting all the bats.
Yeah, you're right.
No, I'm good, bro. They could have, because like, he's a big dude, right? He starts ducking, so I'm like, damn, how close are they getting? He's like, I can hear the wind move beside my head. So I'm like, I don't like it. He started hiding behind me and shit, as if like that's gonna help. Like,
Yep.
Just picks you up and starts using you as like a bat or something.
Yeah, right.
Just
yeah,
swing with a swatter.
he did with a snake.
Swings you in a helicopter motion like let's see. Would you rather
You can't get me,
become
bitch.
Would you rather become completely invisible when you're upset or lose your ability to speak?
I do, but I already lose my ability to speak anyway. I get upset, I shut down. That's easy.
I want to become invisible just so like if they're really that bad, I can slap them across the face. And
Yeah, right. Yeah, abuse the hell out of that power.
I want to become invisible so I can do
anyway.
inconvenient things. I want to knock glasses off of counters.
Just open all the cabinet doors.
Imagine you just
Yeah.
like, get,
No, I'm not even going to open them all the way. I'll open them halfway.
you're like one of those
And like
people.
I'll partially open the drawer.
You're like one of those like criminals who like just tilts paintings so like ever so slightly.
That's me to a T. I do that occasionally. So when I go to like my dad's house because he's such a fucking perfectionist, I'll put
no.
like all the cans in his pantry. I like turn them around the wrong way,
It's like
and then
hide
the
all the...
fucking his like paintings and pictures and shit. I just poke them as I walk past.
It's like hide all their left shoes and left socks.
Right.
Dude, that one I don't get away with because there's so many shoes at the bottom of like walking. I never get away with that one. But he has like a stack of neatly folded blankets.
Yeah.
So like I'll walk past it and like dig my fingers in and put like find a corner and just yank the corner out. But I only got one. And
Aussie,
it's
I
even
love
better when
you.
they're all the same color.
I love you. If you ever ever come to my house and make the paintings just a slight off
Slightly
kilter, I
tilted.
will hurt you.
Well, that sounds like a
You know what
challenge
else I'll
now.
do? You know what else I'll do that I really enjoy?
Yeah.
If you have cereal boxes, I'll just open them. Like, I'm not gonna fold them back down either. They'll be like, if you don't find it in time, your cereal is stolen.
I hate this.
I also enjoy moving things. There's 2 people in my dad's house that have ADHD, so I enjoy moving things very slightly away from where they used to be.
Yeah.
The TV remote is on the right-hand side of the couch. All I have to do is move it to the left-hand side of the couch, and it's disappeared to them.
Right.
I love
I
that shit so much.
hate this. I hate this so much.
Oh, I love it. So good. So easy.
You know, I'm just picturing Ozzy as like a fucking 90s cartoon villain with like this curly mustache just going around causing mischief.
Yeah, right. The painting.
I have my
tilter.
dad's little jack off under my arms, like,
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Like, come Harley! Time for mischief!
Let's go tilt some paintings.
I have to, before we do like one of the game questions, I have to tell you that when
Yeah.
I lived with my dad one time, he put on like the washing, but he was washing like the colored t-shirts and shit.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
So he went to work. So while he was at work, I had the day off, so while he was at work, I turned the machine on because he wanted to put that on when he came home so he could deal with it. So I turned the machine on, put the clothes out, but instead of putting them to dry where they normally go to dry, I put them in my room to dry. No, like I took the air up with me, so they're drying properly. And then I put white clothes in there
Mm-hmm.
and set up the thing.
Mm.
And I put one of those color catcher sheets in
Yeah.
white. I put it underneath. So when he came home, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go put the washing on. Have you got any washing?" And I was like, "No, I've already done that. Don't worry about it. Let's go do yours." He's like, "Oh, okay, cool." So he opens the thing. He's like, "I didn't put the whites on." And I was like, "What do you mean you didn't put the whites on?" He's like, "I didn't put whites. There's supposed to be like reds and blues and shit in here." And I was like, "I don't know why you're fucking asking me. I can't see red anyway." I really understand the problem that you're having. He's like, "This is supposed to be colored washing, and it's white t-shirt." But I was like, "Well, where did the color go?" And he's like, "I don't know." So he starts like digging around, trying to see if he can find like a red shirt that he pulled out, the color catcher thing. And I was like, "Oh, Dad." He's like, "What?" I was like, "You're not supposed to leave those in there." He's like, "Why?" I was like, "Because they take the color out of the clothes." He actually
You
believed me.
gaslit your dad. That's what I'm hearing.
I gaslit the fuck out of him. He believed me. He's like, he believed me, and then he put the clothes on, and he's like, "Oh, my wife's gonna kill me when she comes home." My favorite t-shirt was in there. And I was like, "Dude, you need to hide." So he gets all his shit ready. He gets in the shower. I go upstairs, all the color clothes and dry. So I took them back
Yep.
downstairs. Thankfully, the laundry finished. So I dashed them back in the thing, took the whites out, and took those upstairs. And then he came upstairs to deal with it, like put the white clothes in the thing. And he's like, "The color's back." It's like, what? He's like, "The color's back." I'm like, "Dad." I think, how did the fucking color come back? He's like, "I don't know. But it's come back." My dad's really smart, by the way, but he's not. Like, he's really intelligent until he isn't.
Oh my goodness.
Jeez.
I love tormenting that man so much.
All right, you got
That
another
sounds
one
about
for us?
right.
Yeah. All right. So, would you rather have sex in a car or a tent?
A tent.
And
Yeah, definitely tent. Cars.
What's it make a tent?
I'm like, unless it's a big ass fucking car, and then no, a tent.
Yeah, dude, I don't want to feel like gear stick on my knee.
Okay, got a big one for Aussie and MZ. Would you rather be criticized or ignored?
Because at least I'm being acknowledged in some way.
oh god, I don't like either of these options.
So let's hear MZ.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Shit, I don't know. I legitimately don't know. Both of those are very triggering for me.
Attention is to women as sex is to men.
I mean, I don't like criticism is better in that I can get it and then leave and then come back and acknowledge it, like, or not acknowledge it, but come back to,
Yeah.
like,
Or you go away to
discuss
fully
it.
process it and then come back and give it a proper discussion. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Ignoring, though, just, it hurts.
Yeah.
I hate that. Don't ignore me. Please communicate with me.
Man.
Okay, they need the attention, man.
Right.
It's the lifeblood. Oh, that's hilarious.
So what is it?
It's acknowledgement more than necessarily, like...
Yeah, so what is it? What are you choosing?
Yeah, did you choose? It sounds like you're leading criticism.
Yeah.
I guess criticism?
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, man.
That's fantastic, dude.
Right.
Oh, what
See,
else we got?
I'll
Go ahead.
I'll pick ignore just because, like, I'm not gonna care either way. So at least ignoring means you'll.
Oh
shut
yeah,
the
like
fuck
as a
up.
guy, like, I don't give a shit. Yeah,
Yeah, right,
ignore
like,
me.
at least ignoring
go
means
do
they'll
my own
shut
thing.
the fuck up.
You're right. I
They'll
guess a
shut
piece
their
of fucking
mouth.
quiet.
All right. Let's see. Would you rather never be able to watch a movie with your favorite actor, or never listen to your favorite band?
Actor, because my favorite actor constantly changes. Oh no, but I'll never be able to look at Joe again.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Take it back.
I'll take the actor one. I don't give a shit. I'd
same.
rather have all my access to music.
Yeah, basically. So I'll do the actor. All right, MZ.
Is Shadow actually getting a pig?
Oh, I absolutely said the actor. I don't give a shit about actors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if Shadow's actually getting a pig or not.
Where did this? No, I don't care. I don't want to get into it. Okay,
Right.
this is the
We'll
next one.
worry about that later.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. What the fuck? All right, would you rather be banned from eating potatoes or from eating tomatoes? I do tomatoes because I don't really
Yeah,
actually.
tomatoes.
Yeah, I don't really do
tomatoes.
raw tomatoes myself anyway, so like it's kind of convenient for me.
We all picked tomato.
Yep. All right. Oh no. Oh no.
I'm excited.
Would you rather live in a house with 10 brothers or 10 sisters?
Oh God, yeah, brothers, hands down. Brothers, hands down.
Yeah, I'm going brothers. At least with brothers, we can just beat the shit out of each other to solve our problems.
Exactly.
I think I would rather deal with brothers than sisters.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd survive 8 more of the brothers that I have.
Yeah, right.
Well, mine just ignores me, so, like, it's fine.
Yep.
One of mine hates everybody but me,
Yep.
but he's 20, so that's fine. Like,
Yeah, there
we
you
just
go.
hang out, so it's
Right.
easy. But the young one is 14 and over half a foot taller than I am, and he likes to make a point of making that apparent, and I don't like it. Yeah. He's also really fucking annoying.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'd have to take into consideration that all of these men are going to have ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Right.
But also, 10 of your sisters.
If I have 10 Rhiannons, I'd kill myself.
Yeah, right. See?
I think I actually have probably very good 10
Yep.
brothers.
I'm glad
But
I could put
Rhiannon
that
is
into
evil. I can't do it 10
I could
times.
put that into perspective for you.
Yeah.
I barely survived the fucking first time. I can't do it 10 times.
Oh man. Would you rather live the same day over and over again for 3 years, or completely lose a year of your life? I'm doing the year of my life.
Oh, yeah.
Like a year, bitch. I don't care. It might not
Alright.
like be the worst 3 years.
Yeah, but like, even better if I could like pick the year, like pick the specific year.
Yeah, like for me it would be Mel would leave me in this year. Holly would die in this year. I would lose my job in this year. I would lose my home. If it's like in the 3 years I have to relive, all those 4 things are happening. I can guarantee it. But if I lose a year, it's easy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Would
Get
you
your foot out your mouth.
Would you rather go on a trip in a submarine or in a helicopter?
A helicopter.
We know better than the submarine, bitch.
Yeah, right. After all.
Is there an Xbox controller? Is that next question? Getting in a helicopter. Fuck you. I'm getting outside.
Oh man. Let's see. Would you rather never eat cheese again or eat a pound of cheese every day?
Pound of cheese every day. I would just shit myself.
Like
Yeah.
I'm
that
eating a pound of cheese every day.
I'm definitely doing the pound of cheese every day.
Cheese is so good. It's so malleable.
It's like I'm thinking about it, but I'm just like I don't. Well, yeah, it's good, but I'm not. I feel like I can still live without it. I feel like I'm pretty indifferent about it.
Yeah.
You probably could, you fucking freak.
It's like excuse me for me not wanting to be like confined to a wheelchair because I'm so fucking fat for it.
Why is cheese gonna make me fat, bro? It's a pound of cheese. It's easy.
Yeah.
I talk over 10 pounds of shit every day. It's fine. I've got room.
Yeah, right. Fucking pound of cheese is child's play.
You can see what I used to do to my cheese blocks. I used to just walk in the kitchen and bite it.
I don't know. I guess I'm picturing a pound of cheese more than it is. Maybe I don't know.
You're picturing it shredded. That's what you do.
Shredded.
Put on some macaroni cheese.
See that picture in that meme of like them slapping down the slices, the sandwich slices of cheese. And just this is the it's like what
you All right, last one before we end it off. So, would you rather date a movie star or a CEO?
CEO.
Yeah, I'm doing CEO.
CEO.
Yeah, homie's gonna be clean cut. Like,
right.
It's gonna be a good life. Sure, they'll be busy
Easier
a
to
lot.
track down.
Yeah, right. You know where they're gonna be. Like,
Those
I don't know,
schedules
bro. I
are
don't want to
so
get
tight.
followed by. I don't want to get Princess Diana, you know?
That too.
Like, killed by a fan.
yeah, right.
You
Basically,
don't deserve him, bitch. Shut the fuck up. Get out my house.
yeah.
Jeez.
Gosh. Oh boy.
That's too fucking funny.
Right. All right.
All right.
That will be all for this.
Yeah, that has been episode 6 of Not With That
Yeah, we
Attitude
should be the same
podcast.
now.
No, I was looking. We have 5 posted, don't we?
No, hold on. Let me double check. Wait, hold on.
Because I made a note to like look at the channel before we started.
Let's see. Let's see. Oh wait, did I not upload that one properly or something?
Nobody can count on this podcast, by the way. Anyone
It's fine.
listening?
It's fine. Wait a minute.
Pretty sure we have 7.
Yeah,
I think last one was
This
6.
should-
5. This is 7. This is 7.
Yeah,
recording
yeah.
now.
I see.
Okay. I didn't click the arrow at the end. So now we know. Okay, there we go.
Good job.
It's fine. Who needs to count?
Apparently not us.
We have calculators in our pockets at all times. It's fine.
One podcast. Ha ha ha.
Two
So anyway, about closing this off,
Anyway, it was like, I have been Dr. Callipygian. That has been Tick. That has been MZ. That has been Ozzy. And we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!
Farewell, everybody.
Bye.